Night. We turn next to a weather story with implications for the entire planet. The top climate experts from all around the world, speaking with one voice, issued a blunt and bleak assessment today on global warming. There was no ambiguity in their words. The United Nations panel spoke of the damage already done and the fears about where we are headed. Here's ABC's Bill Blakemore.
The scientists in Paris were unanimous, and they called the evidence unequivocal.
It's been more carefully vetted than any comparable report in history.
No longer any question that the Earth is warming. The warming is due to greenhouse gases, and that those gases are produced by us. The predictions? Increased drought in southern regions of the world, more intense downpours further north, and the world will see fiercer heat waves and more powerful storms. One of the most ominous discoveries? The warming has now reached down more than a mile deep into the oceans. Warming currents that have for millions of years acted as a cooling system for the planet.
Over the next several decades, we're going to see a warming which is probably the largest and fastest global change in the history of civilization.
No matter what we do, say scientists, for the next 50 years, Earth's temperature will rise about 2 degrees. But at that point, we do have a choice. Either the temperature shoots up even faster, or starting around 2050, it begins to level off. For that to happen, they say, drastic cuts in greenhouse gases must begin now, back here, in the next 10 years. Alarm bells are ringing, said one scientist today. The world must wake up and listen. Bill Blakemore, ABC News, New York.
So, what to do now? The White House said it agreed with today's report, but officials there again rejected the idea of mandatory reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. If anything new and significant is to be done about global warming, businesses, individuals, and governments will all have to play a role. ABC's Ned Potter takes a look at what can be done.
While scientists worry about a warming world, some companies say that with the right moves, the U.S. could cut its output of greenhouse gases 60 to 80% by the middle of the century.
We believe that technology is one of the keys to driving a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and productivity at the same time.
Power generation and exhaust from cars are major sources of greenhouse emissions. But companies say there are all sorts of ways to increase energy efficiency or develop new power sources that will protect the atmosphere and even make a profit.
We firmly believe that climate change can be addressed in ways that create more economic opportunity than economic risk.
For instance, in downtown New York, this office tower gets much of its lighting from sunlight. Construction of so-called green buildings is going up 20% a year.
If you can save money and do something good for the planet, then why wouldn't you want to do it?
But some companies and many scientists say not much will happen without a push from government. Tough new laws to force companies to cut greenhouse gases. And the Bush administration is against that, especially if other countries, such as China and India, do not do the same. Individuals can do their part too. You can add insulation to your house, or compact fluorescent light bulbs, which use 1/4 as much electricity as conventional ones. An environmentally friendly house can use 1/5 as much energy as one across town.
The cost initially is, it's expensive, but in the long run, you save money.
No one thing will solve the world's climate problems, but advocates say there's a long list of things America can start on now. Ned Potter, ABC News, New York.